contactor on the contactor.
No factory OEM belt. This belt with XRC or XMR. We'll start here at the front. This is a bumper we have made. Style hose, the part number we give you. We'll get this done. How's it going, everybody? This is Adam with Adrenaline Cycles again, coming at you with a quick video today to discuss, if you're in the market of buying a three-wheel machine, particularly a Can AM here. You've probably seen some other videos we might have had up about, some Spyders and Rykers. But this video specifically, we've had customers come in looking at units and ask the question, this, that, back and forth. And we just wanted to, give you guys some of the same information we give to the customer. We're not a typical, dealership. I'm not going to twist your arm. I'm not going to tell you this is the best one. We're just going to give you the facts. We're going to tell you, what each unit does, what it can do for you, and figure out from you, the customer, what are they expecting out of the machine? What do you want it to do for them when they purchase it? If you do that as a salesperson out there, if you're watching this video, or just anybody, if you go to the dealer, these are questions people should be asking you. First off, what are you going to do with your new, machine, your three-wheel? What brought you here to look at a Ryker or a Spyder? And they're going to have a different reason, budget, seen it on TV, my buddy's got one. I had a Harley, 10 years ago and I can't hold it up, and, just whatever the reason is, listen to it. If they're, we used to have a Gold Wing and it's too heavy and the wife can't get on it. It's I can't hold it up like I used to. That might be, we get that one, a couple times a year. And these offer, for that customer, I would lean more towards like a RT Spyder or a, F3 Limited, because, they're coming from a machine with a lot of storage and, a lot of features. If you have the person come in that's looking at, I don't know, a 21-year-old kid that says, oh, this is my first bike, I'm ridden, my buddy's, 250 Ninja or something, we're going to ask, well, what are you going to do with it? Oh man, I'm just going to buzz around town, ride it back and forth to work, and we're going to ask, are you going to be on the interstate, long hauls, are you going to stay on country roads? If the guy leans towards country roads and, somewhat local, the Ryker's a great option for that person. The Ryker for me is, it embodies, a uniqueness in the ability to be able to accessorize it and make it your own. And BRP says that time and time again. And I'm not just saying, come to the dealership and buy your accessories. I'm saying if, the customer buys this machine, he can go home and he can buy online, some really cool accessories. He can even do some things on their own, if they want to wrap panels, if they want to, try different things with, different audio, different mirrors. There's a lot of options for that type of buyer that is looking to, have that youthful or sporty appearance. You can definitely achieve that on the Ryker. You can do it on the Spyder as well, but you're gonna sacrifice a few things. First off, going from this to a Spyder, you're gonna have no shifting involved here. You just got to forward and reverse, and that's it. So you just put it in one and go. On a Spyder, you're gonna have, you're gonna have to shift. So that's something you need to ask yourself. Do you want to shift? Not a big deal. It's done with your finger. You don't have to use your legs or feet or anything, but that is a question you need to ask. And, we ask the customer that is, are you okay with shifting, or you don't want to shift? So that's one feature. Another feature with the Ryker is, again, it offers a lot of, uniqueness and just a great look. So you're going to get a lot of attention just with a plain Jane all black one. If Josh will pan over, he can show you just the all black model that we have here. This model here is all stock outside of the BRP new this year radio audio we've mounted on that, and it mounts around the cluster. So, I mean, just one accessory, to me, this looks like, almost like a fairing type setup on the Ryker. So you get that cool look, the all black look. Looks really good, and it, you accomplished several things. You got some nice audio, you got a fairing look that changes the whole dynamic of this machine. But we'll get back over here and talk some more about some other questions we get from customers. we get like warranty. Warranty is a big thing for people that come in, especially if you're on a budget. Typically, you know, a warranty is a big issue, especially on, you know, some other products. You know, off-road warranties are huge. These come standard, the Spyders come standard with 2 years from BRP, where you can get more warranty for, you know, an aftermarket contract or even the best contract, whatever the dealer offers, and get you some more protection. You know, I think either 12, 24, 36 months after the factory one runs out. So you get about 5 years if that's the option you choose. And that's a lot of coverage. Even 2 years is a lot of coverage. The Rykers, now they're a little different. You know, they're a lot cheaper, and there's really a lot less components, electrical wise and even just mechanical wise, a lot less of, you know, chance of something tearing up. And you would think they would have a longer warranty, but again, it just comes with a 1 year warranty. So that's something to keep in mind if the customer is really concerned about maybe having issues or things like that. Now, us personally as a dealer, outside of the recalls on the little nuts on the wheels, we don't work on them. We've had a couple wrecks we've repaired, you know, for insurance. The Spyders, we don't work on anything really new, guys. It's the person that's got like a 2012 to 2014 model, the early ones, and they come in typically with, honestly, it's just an electrical issue. I ain't gonna bullcrap you. But typically the electrical issues are where people's added lights incorrectly. They've, you know, changed the battery and boosted it and overcharged something and blowed, you know, a fuse or a relay. Nothing too crazy where we had to rewire a whole, you know, machine. I mean, most of the stuff on the early model is really self-inflicted from, you know, people, you know, before that even person bought it, you know, would put on some neon glow lights and it started corroding and messing with the dash and things. And I don't know how in the world it messed with the dash, but once we fixed the corrosion and issues and then reset it and you know, recalibrated the dash, it worked just fine and haven't had any more complaints. But that's just something else, you know, you guys need to be aware of when you're purchasing something like this, is the warranty on that as well. Another thing to take into that is just the size of the machine. You know, do you have space at home to put this? You know, the Spyder is significantly bigger, larger, longer, a little wider than the Ryker. So with the Ryker, you're going to have a lot smaller stance in your garage or your shed than you will with a Spyder. If I got a Spyder in my garage, the first thing I would do is I would make sure, guys, to have a soft cover on it. These painted panels are extremely expensive, and you don't want to, you know, scratch one, damage one, the cat jump on it, a board fall on it in your garage. I mean, this stuff gets really, really expensive. And, you know, that's just something to be aware of. When you're talking about a Ryker, on the other hand, like I said, they're really, you know, they're really easy to modify, change, or adjust the panels, to paint them, to color them. Like the red, black, and yellow ones are just $100. And I mean, that's peanuts to change the look. So if a board fell on this in the garage, you know, you could change that out. You know, if it scratched this up, say you hit something or got a bunch of rock chips on this after a year of riding, you know, this piece and this piece is very economical to replace. We've had a lot of people paint this lower hood cowling here and make it look really good too, match the panels. So there's a lot of options. Definitely, I think if you're limited on space, you know, you're just prone to getting scratches and dents and dings on your car, well, it's probably going to be the same way on your Ryker. So that's something to look at as well. And something to keep in mind. Obviously, if you want the nice painted panels, you go that route. Just be aware that they're not very cheap when you have to come in and buy one. We've had to buy one or two for a customer, so just be really aware of that. Some other things, you know, the engine is definitely a lot bigger in this. You're getting 115 horsepower. Where in the Ryker you're around 82. It's 900cc triple cylinder. Typically they do offer a 600 Ryker. The 600 ones run just as good as the 900 ones. I mean, I've ridden them both, been on the road with them both. Had a customer, he bought a 900 and his buddy come back in to buy one, and we didn't have any 900, so he bought a 600. They ride everywhere together, and I just asked him, you know, because I just want to know, because I know my personal opinion. I want to know these two opinion on both of them, having different models, ridden them a while. I said, can you tell a difference? He's like, man, he said, riding around, burning up the roads, even on the interstate, we're right together. He said, I can't tell a difference. So, you know, if you got the opportunity to look at a 600, that, you know, that'll save you a couple bucks, especially if you're not worrying about, you know, being faster than the other. Like I said, these two guys said they both run the same. So that's just something I heard from them. I'm just passing along to you guys to make a decision on. And that's about it. I mean, like I said, this one comes with the radio already on it. It's got a lot bigger dash. I mean, it's got more buttons and bells and whistles, of course. And if you're coming from, you know, a traditional Gold Wing or even a, you know, a nice, you know, Harley that's got all this stuff, and you're just tired of being, you know, shook around, you know, or having just, you know, maintenance issues with those models, you know, these things right here are really, you know, taking over. They're getting a good following, a great, just a great overall product, and thus as it's grown, it's definitely, you know, you see a lot more out there. Used to, it was pretty rare for us in this area to even see them, but now, I mean, with the weather breaking here, going into May, dude, we see these things everywhere. I see a ton of Rykers. I see, you know, several, you know, the Spyders. And we're starting to see a lot more of even, you know, some of the used models, you know, people out riding because we can take care of them here as a dealer as well. But that's some things you have to ask yourself. I mean, don't let a salesman push you over to something because you are the person that gets to make the decision. You're the one that's paying for it. You're the one that has to ride it. So make sure you sit on these bikes. Make sure, you know, you ask the questions that you're concerned with, and making sure, you know, horsepower wise, I mean, like I said, this thing's going to run well over 100, I'm sure. I haven't been there personally, but I mean, I've seen videos. They're going to go over 100. That one's going to probably run right at it. You know, do you need to go that fast? No, probably not. Do you like to go that fast? Maybe. I don't know. I'm too chicken. I won't go that fast. But ask the real questions. Just don't get cornered up into something that you're not going to be happy with. That's the main thing, because either one of these will do what you want it to, but one will give you more, I guess, meet your needs better than the other. And that's really what you got to ask the purchaser. Is this going to do everything I want it to do? And that's on you guys too, when you get to the dealer, to ask the right questions. Hope this video helps some guys. I know I ramble on, but like I said, this is something we've had customers come in and they're trying to figure out what they want. And we figure we pass this video along, you know, and it's more about you, the customer, knowing what you want and getting that information over to, you know, the salesperson. If they're a good dealership, a good salesperson, you're going to get the model you want. If they're a dealership worried about just getting a number out the door and they're not asking you, the customer, the right questions, then you're probably not going to be happy, and you might not want to deal with them places. Call around. You know, I know they're hard to get right now, but still call around. You know, it's better to have a good experience than a bad one when these things cost as much as they do. As always, guys, if you have some questions down below, I'll do my best to answer them. And hit that like and subscribe. It does really help us. No factory OEM belt. This belt with XRC or XMR. We'll start here at the front. This is a bumper we have made. Style hose, the part number we give you. We'll get this done.